What's up, guys? So today I want to briefly talk about a topic that I think I didn't really learn completely, and I don't think I'm still learning every day. But it's something that I definitely had a misconception with, and I think it may be different for making friends. But as far as uh, meeting a girl or meeting a guy, there's an interesting point that I think should be stated. You don't have to have all these stuff in common, um, and that's a huge misconception. For them to like you and for you to like them, you don't have to have a lot of stuff in common. You just have to connect, at least on an emotional or personal level, uh, in some degree, personality wise. And some people have that personality that allows them to do this. And the general idea, the general concept that I want to hammer through is that the whole point that um, you need to find something in common with the person, otherwise she will never like you. That's a completely false statement. I'll give you the example with Tucker Max. Um, Max is a person on the internet, and he went through college and law school. And here's the thing: never once did he really look to find things in common with the girl. In fact, he kind of does the opposite at times. He will make fun of the girl for interest she has and so forth. And basically, he makes a lot of these debaucherous stories online about his escapades. And in a lot of them, he ends up hooking up with the girl. Um, and so that's all fine and dandy, but what if you're looking for something more serious or long term, as like a boyfriend or potential wife or husband? That's different, and the level of pickiness will be higher for that. I mean, you probably want stuff in common, especially when you have options. But here's the interesting thing. I feel like the greater degree of specificity you have in certain interests, especially quirky interests, the less amount of people out there will have those exactly in common with you. So finding someone that completely follows your interests and then follows every other standard or quality that you have, like has to be this level in looks and so forth, that's a huge a very high demand that you're placing on yourself, to a person that may not even exist. And the kicker here is more so the fact that you probably would rather meet a girl or guy who doesn't follow all those things rather than this imaginary person who does. Now you may be like, there's 6 billion people on this earth, how can I not satisfy all these qualities? Well, some people, myself included at times, have these ridiculous lists, and I think that their subconscious biology will kick in most of the time, and especially for girls, their evolutionary biology will be like, look, sister, I know what you really want. Trust me, I have 6 million years of evolutionary survivability programming programmed into myself. You don't need all these standards. You need a guy who can protect you, that can feed you. That's it. Technically a few more than that. That a guy who's assertive and is not afraid to stand forward and is not a doormat and agrees to your every will and so forth. But I'll give you another example. Let's say, for instance, you like anime and you like this specific type of anime and manga, a subdivision of manga or anime. Believe me, that it's not a rare fact. Even with this, let's say you like shonen anime, or specifically some sort of weird harem, ecchi anime, and you only like that, and you want to find a girl who follows these interests. Well, first off, don't worry, you're still in somewhat good company. However, you probably have reduced your potential pool from about 3 billion girls to roughly a few 100,000. That's still a lot. But if you add more very high standards, like this girl has to be a model too, or this girl has to be super athletic and a high level of attractiveness, and also you know, this high income paying individual who has been to an Ivy League school. These preposterous, ridiculous, sometimes unneeded, but I can understand where these standards may be coming from. Then you get to this ridiculous thing for this wife or husband, which you have yet to even set any standards on other things that may, in certain people's mind, be considered more important, such as personality. Like you really haven't even set any standards on personality or if they connect or not. So it's very interesting, and my theory holds to a certain degree with friends, although that's different. I feel like you have to have some sort of common activity to hold with any sort of long-term connection with a friend, but I don't know, that's just my theory. Maybe wrong, maybe I'll expound upon it later. But the whole point is that, like, first off, there's definitely a difference between short-term and long-term. If you're looking for a girl or guy for something temporary, short-term, some just to date around, see where your interests lie, to test out the water and see what really matters, or just to hook up or do something physical, that's a different ballpark from long-term stuff like marriage, long-term relationship, love, and so forth. So those are two different ballparks. But for the short-term one, I feel like you really don't need those things. Like you don't have to go and find even one interest in common. In fact, you can do what Tucker Max does and even make fun of the girl for those things and say you hate them, and he just does it in the right way, which somehow makes the girl still drawn in and so forth. As for long term, I feel like you could potentially do that too. I mean, there's a lot of like celebrity couples out there who really, I mean, they have some things in common, but like, you know, this person has occupation in singing, whereas this person has something in acting. And although they encompass the entertainment industry, they're different fields, and they don't have that same level of passion in either one. So it's really strange how things work. And what you'll find a lot in nature is that you don't have to have all these things in common for it to work out. You probably just need some sort of personality, some level of respect, achievement, success, income, so forth. It's a subjective thing. But yeah, the person or couple I'm thinking of while I'm saying this stuff is Ellen DeGeneres and her wife. So yeah, I don't think her wife Portia really is a talk show host or does that sort of thing either to any extent, but they still have a great time. I don't know, maybe it's just me rambling. I'll probably be stopping rambling now, so I won't be rambling anymore. I'll see you guys later. Peace.